BS and Beer Media in association with STWF TV, the podcasting network. We present to you the Frenemies Fantasy Football Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the show. It's the Frenemies Fantasy Football Podcast. I am Dale. With me today, my frenemy Tim. What's up, Tim?
Dale, you're my frenemy too. You're my favorite enemy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Real quick, shout out to my son Breeze, who made 13 today. I have a teenager on my hands, Tim. Teenager.
2 teenagers at that.
Yep.
What you doing? What I mean, one's technically a man, right? He's 19.
Yeah. But this is last teen year.
Yeah. The only time you get to say you're a dad of 2 teenagers.
Yes, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
It's my time to shine, Tim.
You know, it's another thing though. It's all downhill from here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. 13.
Explain.
You know less and less every day.
Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Your role as a dad or a parent is diminishing. then at 25 it like spikes up all of a sudden, like you know the world.
Uh-huh.
You know everything.
Yeah, for sure. I can understand that, man. We've got some fantasy football to talk about. We're going to be talking about some pickups, some injuries, all the good stuff, that you want to talk about. Also, we're going to be getting into some pick'em, talk about the league that we got going on. We'll show the current standings of this league. And, of course, we're going to talk about our fantasy football team. So let's start off with that, Tim. How'd you do this week?
Oh, dude. First off, I made this little league on the side, so a little redraft just to like get some friends used to playing some football.
Train them up.
Got to teach them. You got to breed them youngins. You're right, the younglings, like in like the Jedis, right? Like the youngling Jedis. Yeah. You got to get them up and going, and get your people involved and all that. But then what happens? As like me or you playing in that league, that's kind of like the back burner for us, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So you go in these other leagues where it matters, right? You're like really focused on that. You're doing all your things, and then you get caught slipping back over here, and now you got to hear it from all these people that don't mean nothing. And that's the worst ones you want to hear it from, right? Because I left Keenan out. I left Keenan Allen in, and I got my tail beat by 0.25 points.
Oh, that hurts.
Keenan Allen was out.
Hurts.
Or he got out early. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think he left that game early. So I was in Arlington. I couldn't follow as closely as I normally do for all of the games, but yeah, I do remember seeing something on Twitter saying like he was iffy coming in, something like that too. So yeah, it's one of those things that just pop up. Yeah.
Well, he's got the dash. He's got a dash by his name and not a 0. So I mean, it's implied that he didn't play. He was out probably before the game, which I should have caught that.
Wow. Yeah. But I mean, look, that's one of those ones on the back burner. So you set that line up on a Thursday,
and then don't even look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
I understand what that league is.
Hey, before we get to talking about too much fantasy, man, how about them Saints, baby?
Look, them Saints for real.
That dog's in the backyard, man. That fence is iffy. That fence is shaking every time that dog's jumping on it. You know that house at the neighborhood I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, pretty much everybody in my backyard, like all the way down. Iffy little Spences.
Yeah, that's the Saints about to bust out and get it on it, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah.
Dude. Hey, congrats, you guys.
Look, I was totally shocked. I'm surrounded by Cowboy fans at a tailgate outside of AT&T Stadium.
Oh no!
Um,
Oh, you can't
you
even
know,
cheer. You can't even cheer
oh,
for
no,
your
I
team.
I cheered. I didn't keep it going like like I would if I was
Yeah,
at home. But
yeah,
look, I
yeah.
can't contain it now. When Alvin Kamara goes through a pile and he gets stuck there and then boom pops out the pile and goes scoring a touchdown. I mean, look, I can't contain myself then, Tim.
It's like Tom and Jerry, and Tom's got Jerry all collapsed, and Jerry sneaks out between two
That's right.
knuckles. Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
dude. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Alvin Kamara did his thing, man. So it was a really, really good time out in Arlington. I had a hell of a time, man. Shout out to Coach Lee for inviting me to his tailgate and not kicking me out, So
Yeah. Yeah. Even better, man.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
All right, man. Let's talk about some injuries. You guys all saw Tua get the concussion. And just about everybody on the internet is saying, hey, he needs to retire. You get 2 concussions. So the Dolphins actually put him on IR. He's gonna miss at least the next 4 games. But you got to keep in mind the Dolphins are on a bye week on week 6. So you probably won't be able to get him back until like week 7. So you got to make some plans without him now. I don't know if you even want to talk about his backup, Skylar Thompson, as an actual threat, but maybe he can prove me wrong. I'm not sold on Skylar Thompson, but I mean, he is a backup quarterback for a reason, and look, he's got to be okay, right?
Yeah, I think they're gonna regret letting Mike White walk away, dude.
Mike White, yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
this was a guy that came in several times and won some NFL games, like an actual backup. So yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know why you would let a serviceable backup walk away.
Right.
As such.
Well, okay, I take that back now. So the reason why is economics.
Okay.
You'll have backup quarterbacks getting paid more than starters. And I don't mean starting quarterbacks. I mean just like a starter cornerback, a starter linebacker or something like that. And I guess it's kind of a bad look sometimes.
Yeah.
But you got to do what you got to do to hold on to a quality backup quarterback, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just assume with Tua though, we're looking at the history here and going, hey, I need to keep Mike White or a serviceable backup quarterback around. That's kind of how I feel. Now maybe this Skyler guy is a serviceable backup and we don't realize that.
Right. Because I mean, I don't think he actually really got an actual opportunity yet. So this is his first opportunity. But the Dolphins did sign Tyler Huntley off of the Ravens practice squad. And he does have experience in starting some games. I don't know how he's going to fit in this offense. We'll see about that. Whenever you're bringing in a new quarterback to an offense, you're just about starting from scratch.
Yeah,
you got to install that crap during the week. So we'll see about that. We got Taysom Hill. He had a chest injury and he went to the hospital after the game, but he was able to fly home with the team. So it shouldn't be any problem. Now he didn't practice fully today. I saw on the reports, but I think he's gonna go through some like rehab with his chest, and we'll see what happens later in the week with them practicing. I would keep an eye on his practice participation. That'll give you a good idea if he's going to play in the game or not. But like I've been saying, he's been like the second back, the complement to AK. and they'll bring in Jamal Williams
Mhm.
toward the end of the game, the second half, most of the time, and they run him a little bit. But Taysom looks like the number 2 back right now.
Gotcha. Well, Miller's been hurt.
Yeah, he's always hurt.
Yeah.
I need to just have this damn picture of his GIF on lock whenever you mention Miller. I can just play it every time. That's
Dang, I appreciate you.
I hate this dude. I'm telling you, I got so much beef with this dude. Dude's always hurt, bro. Always.
Oh, yeah.
The defensive side of injuries.
You want to bring up the slides?
Yes, I just noticed that.
I thought you had it under control, man. I wasn't going to question it.
My bad.
There you go. We got a whole bunch of offensive injuries.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of injuries here. You can see that. Two of Marshawn Lloyd, Mixon, various things about him. So you probably want to watch the podcast to check all this out. So we can't go into everything in the detail. We'll be here forever. So
yeah, we're definitely trying to bring more to the visual side of the podcast nowadays, so that you can pause it, look at it, and
right.
Maybe it'd be a go-to to look at injuries and all kinds of other stuff too.
Absolutely. So on the defensive side of the injuries, CJ Mosley, that's a big one for the Jets. He injured his toe, had to leave the game, but according to the head coach, he believed he avoided serious injury, so it's a chance he plays on Thursday. But it is a short week, and you leave a game, and there is a short week. You might want to keep an eye on it. Prepare yourself, get other plans. If Mosley was to miss time, we're looking at Jamin Sherwood to take over his spot. He probably will have the green dot to be calling plays and be at every snap linebacker. And if you're every snap linebacker, you have importance in IDP fantasy. So keep an eye on that one.
Hey, that's a good point, man. That every snap linebacker is equal to a bell cow running back.
Yes,
a 3-down running back. That's what I think about those. Is that kind of how you feel about them too?
Yes, absolutely. Because more and more we're starting to see linebackers sharing time. And so if you got a guy that's going to be out there calling the plays every down, I don't care if he's a backup. While he's in there, he's a starter, and a guy's going to be valuable. So
yeah, definitely.
So now we talked about some injured guys. So now we can go and look at some guys that are actually coming back from injury, guys that are returning to our lineups that we can use in our lineup to help us win fantasy games. That's right. Back from injury this week, we've got Jake Ferguson. The tight end from Dallas. Like, hey man, tight end is a wasteland. Dak likes his tight ends, and their passing game has been struggling with the exception of CeeDee Lamb. So he could actually be a second target for Dak that can help that offense out. But he is expected to be back versus the Ravens this week.
Hit that next slide.
Okay, there we go.
Look at that, he's back. There you go. Boom. Yeah, baby.
There we go.
Yeah. Hey, that's all the Cowboys were missing. That's what they were missing. They were missing Jake Ferguson. That's why y'all stopped them so much.
That's exactly what happened. They were out without Jake Ferguson. They didn't know what to do, and so they let us run the ball down their throat. Because their tight end was missing.
That was it. Damn you, Jake.
Yes. I see another thing on this list though that I find interesting, and that is DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh
his
yeah.
role will increase in the coming weeks. This is, a big piece for the Titans. They've kind of been struggling, but to have him on the other side of Ridley, I think that could help prop up the quarterback and make him useful in fantasy. How much do you think this helps a guy like Will Levis in the rankings, Tim?
I mean, first we'd have to ask where he ranks at in his girlfriend's black book because she bounces around all the time. You remember that? She
His
left him.
girlfriend bounces?
His girlfriend, yeah. When he got drafted, the one girl that was with him in the draft,
Uh-huh.
and she was like smoking hot, dude. And like she left him and went to some country singer for a little while. And then like Will Levis got the starting spot, and that week she came back.
Okay.
Facts. He took her to this dude's concert and paid to get to see him in person and all this crap.
Damn,
And
that
the
sucks.
dude took her.
That's like every guy's nightmare. Like,
dude,
as a teen, bro.
Oh, dude.
Like, I remember having like girlfriends like who were into Immature. That was like the hot little band.
Oh, okay,
and
that was a band.
Get kind of jealous of that. Like, you like this guy, and I'm right here. Like,
Dang, damn. All right, them deep wounds. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, Will Levis has them deeper wounds because it really happened. All right. It really happened. She left him, went to this other dude who was a country singer. I think it was Morgan Wallen. And then as soon as Will Levis started getting his starting spot back, she bounced right back. And he took her back. He took her back, man. We need to put him back. We need to put him on the injury report for not having a backbone.
Oh,
he's missing parts.
Oh, brutal.
He's going.
But he's going to listen. Ranking, for this week is terrible. I mean, like, he's 27. He's right behind Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, dude, that's where he belongs, man. He's not been playing well. He's not been playing well. And Ridley was out, but Ridley had a great game this week, didn't he? He had like 22 points or something. I do think, of course, with Ridley and Hopkins out there, it's going to give him more targets. Maybe he won't sit back in the pocket, take some sacks, and do a lot of scrambling that he's been doing because he's going to have some wide receivers to make plays happen. But I don't see Levis moving much further up. I do see something getting taken away from Ridley going Hopkins' way. Both great veterans. Maybe they can.
Ridley got 6 targets this previous game, 7 the first game. But yeah, he pulled in 77 yards and scored a touchdown. So it was a good day for him versus the Jets.
Yeah, and the Jets usually have a pretty good D though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Maybe these two veterans can teach Levis how to find a new woman.
Maybe so.
Sorry, bro.
Maybe so, man. That would be good, because look, we all need these life lessons, bro. Like every job you get, like the older guys there, like they're there to, give you some wisdom.
Think about this. All right, he's been a quarterback his whole life. He ain't ever had no girl taken from him.
True.
It's probably the first time this ever happened to that dude. He's just now having to learn these lessons.
That's true.
And here you are. All right.
I learned from the older guy I used to work with when I was at Blue Cross. He got married in Hawaii. And then he got divorced in Arkansas. He's still paying for that crap after he was divorced.
Married in Hawaii, divorced in Arkansas. That sounds like a opposite of one of those Hallmark movies where they meet somebody really poor. Poverty is only sexy whenever it's in a book or a movie.
Yes, that's it. That's it. They don't want no parts of that. That's it, man. All right, let's get into some news here. So we got some good news. We got some bad news, Tim.
Next slide.
Which one do you want first, Tim?
I want the next. There you are. Oh man, you know what, Dale? Let's start with bad news.
Okay. So the bad news is that Russell Wilson is not in line to start week 3. So Mike Tomlin said that Wilson's calf, he's not scheduled to be a full participant in practice today.
Mm-hmm.
And the Steelers are preparing for Justin Fields to make another start Sunday against the Chargers. So
That's
this
your
is
boy.
according to Brooke Pryor of ESPN.
All right.
So another week of Justin Fields, I think that's as good for Pittsburgh as a whole. I don't know about fantasy purposes. It's just not looking too good in that passing game. Let me actually look about Justin Fields numbers because I don't have him on my team anymore, so I don't keep up with the field numbers.
Oh,
I know.
Shut up, dude. You don't keep up with him no more.
No, I don't have numbers. Like on hand, I can't tell you like, oh, he had a great game or he had a bad game. Because I don't have him on my team.
You left him for Caleb Williams that fast. Seriously,
I would have. Would have. All right, so it looks like he had 12 points first game, 11 points the second game. This is not good quarterback play for fantasy football at all. Not much rushing from him. I can see 14 attempts the first game, 57 yards, 8 attempts second game, 27 yards. So that's not really doing much, but he did pass for a touchdown in that second game.
Pittsburgh also has a pretty good defense, so they don't have to score a lot of points to win. I think they're 1-1 right now, aren't they? What's the Steelers' record?
I think they're 2-0. I'm not mistaken.
Are they? Oh, they're 2-0 also?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, they're 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right.
So, yeah, this formula has been working for him, forever. A couple yards in a cloud of dust, go play some defense. Muddy, dirty, nasty football. That's what they want to do. Yeah. It's not good for fantasy. Unless you got the running back.
Well, I mean, nowadays, back in Big Ben days, man, Big Ben and AB, it was money right then. Yeah. But now it's not. So what? We also got the other parts right there. DeMarcus Robinson, Jordan Whittington. Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, the DeMarcus Robinson deal is coming because Cooper Kupp is expected to miss multiple games, but they're not putting him on IR, which is also surprising because I expected the injury he had to be one of those IR kind of injuries or whatever. But so where DeMarcus Robinson has been getting the most targets since, and of course I'm still speculating on Jordan Whittington, but he's going to have to do it on my bench because I'm not willing to put him in my lineup for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how I feel about that one. But that offense, they had a tough time versus the Arizona Cardinals. I totally lost money on that game. I thought it was gonna be close. It was not close at all. So
the Cardinals did pretty good, man.
Yeah, the Cardinals showed up, man. They definitely showed up to play. And Marvin Harrison Jr. did his thing too. So
he had like 4 catches. What do you have?
Right.
4 catches, 120 yards, 1 touchdown.
I thought he had 2 touchdowns.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, he might have had 2. I didn't look.
Yeah, that they made it a point to get him the ball because the last game they didn't get him the ball. So
yeah,
that's basically what it was. And I don't know if it was like a squeaky wheel situation, but maybe the public made him the squeaky wheel, and that's what happened. So
he caught 4 of 8 for 130 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, there we go.
4 of 8. But you know, at the same time, dude, when you go out there and say that's not my job, that should be one of those memes like practice. What do you mean practice? It's just
Mhm.
practice, you know,
Mhm.
or it's not my job to throw the open wide receiver the ball.
Yep. All right. Let's talk. Let's talk about some waiver wire pickups with our beer flight here. Let's find some good waiver wire pickups, man. Let's start off on the offensive side of the ball. I
Yeah,
see on the top of the list you got there Derek Carr.
your boy. Look,
Man,
we're speaking to Saints fans, so like Derek Carr's probably taken
yeah, he's
in
probably
every
gone.
single league that's into us.
Yes,
I'm just being honest here,
yeah.
but yeah, if you were like normal people, he would be only taken 21% of the time. That's why
Mhm.
he's at the top of the list, and he is my pickup for the week, by the way. So
Okay.
he's got one of
All
the
right.
best matchups this coming week,
Mhm.
and he's going against the Eagles, which have allowed the second most points in the position in 2023. They let QBs air the ball out like crazy. And we've seen it with Jordan Love in week 1 and Kirk Cousins in week 2. So do you predict the Saints to be for 40 plus points again this week, Dale? Do you think they're
Yeah,
going to hit?
we're averaging 45 points per game. I see
Yeah.
no reason to buck that trend
Okay.
because the Saints offense is on fire, absolutely on fire, but it's weird in the sense that there's only a few people eating from all these
Yeah.
points.
Oh, fantasy wise, it seems weird.
Yeah, fantasy wise, yes,
Yeah.
it seems weird
Yeah.
because yeah, it's just Derek Carr, AK, Shaheed. I mean, you're barely getting anything from Olave. Okay,
Yeah.
now tight end Foster Moreau
Mhm.
is the guy, um, but that's really it. Like there's nobody else really on fantasy that you can rely on. You're speculating on Taysom.
Yeah.
You're gonna speculate on Jawan Johnson,
Mhm.
um, and that's really it. There's really nobody
Crazy.
else to speculate on. It's not like another receiver you can just pick up to get some of the Saints offense. It's not there.
It's not there yet. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe you guys are like bringing out the Shaheed and bringing out, hey, look, we can make these big plays, and then like later we're going to bring out the Lave and other pieces to show these defenses that you got to protect all the situations when it comes to us.
I'm
We'll see.
hoping Olave can pick it up here because that he needs some points.
Dang, tell it like it is. Oh yeah,
So let's move to running backs. Um, the top guys you got here: Carson Steele, Samaje P. Ryan, Kareem
yeah,
Hunt.
yeah,
Now these are all Kansas City running backs, and we're speculating because of the injury to Isaiah Pacheco.
yeah. Definitely, we're speculating like you are with Whittington.
Whittington, yes.
Yes, but Pacheco, he just had surgery today.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Yeah,
think I think the injury report said 6 to 8 weeks. Is that right? Maybe I'm
yeah. He went on IR for sure, but it's a
Mhm.
broken fibula, so that
Yeah.
that bone's got to heal. So yeah, 6 to 8 weeks I think was the timeline for it. Um, and that's if they really designate him to come back, because you never know what other kind of injuries are going to happen between
Mhm.
now and then. And 'cause you can only designate two people, I think, to come back, when I'm mistaken.
Oh, I
So
got you. All right. Wow.
yeah,
So this is going to be money, whichever one you're picking up. Um. So what pieces we got here? So I think Pete. Let's see. Still is likely to take over as a primary ball carrier and goal line back, while P. Ryan is historically valuable on third downs and a pass catcher. P. Ryan will see an increased role as well. In week 2, Steele struggled to capitalize, getting just 24 yards on 7 carries and losing a fumble. That was a key piece right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because when you're coming in, you got them chances. You're the backup. You can't be dropping the ball, man.
He's a rookie, and you know how it is with rookies. Like you really just get like one chance to mess up, and then that's it.
back to the bench.
Right.
Yeah, and but then let's see here. P. Ryan also was quiet. He had 2 receptions for 13 yards across the first 2 games. Steele is a priority pickup, but his leash will be short. Clyde Edwards-Helaire could factor into the backfield rotation once he returns from NFI. What is that entail? NFI.
Yes. So in the beginning of the season, he was put on the injured list, and so they had to designate him to return, and so that's one of those spots again, like that kind of get taken up. So I don't believe the one before the season goes against the count, but
okay,
I really have to see.
That's
and
not
investigate that.
That's non-football injury, right? Is that right? Like a jet skiing injury, or like, I mean,
it just happened in the off season.
Yeah,
it could have been something that happened in all season training, but they just designated as NFI because of that, and they're able to do that. So, and the other part was Hollywood Brown got put on IR after his injury, and he's not going to return this season. The shoulder, he got shoulder surgery, and he is not going to be able to return this season. So that's a big loss because they were trying to upgrade their wide receiver spot, and Hollywood Brown was a big get for them. I was excited to see that that person on their roster, because all that speed to go along with Mahomes, have been nuts.
Well, Hollywood Brown he's got good routes, not just he's pretty good speed, but he's got them routes, man. And then going along with Worthy's speed and Rice, man, that would have been great. It'd been a great combo. But Kareem Hunt came out for the running backs. He's tried out, and they signed him today.
Yeah, he's on the practice squad right now, and so he can be elevated before the game, so you can keep an eye on that. He's worth the stash on your roster for sure, just because it's it's such a valuable spot, and if he actually gets to work, so I'm willing to hold on to him. But yeah, I believe Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be the guy when he comes back from his from the list there. Carson Steele definitely going to get more opportunity. He's got to make the best of the opportunity he has right now. But if he continues to fumble, they're going to just roll with somebody else. Samaje Perine, I don't see as an actual threat. He's just going to be a third down back. He's always going to factor in. But he's not going to be a main guy ever. So
gotcha.
I would never expect that from him.
Yeah. So. Gotcha. Cool, man. Let's move on to tight ends.
Yes.
Oh, wait, that's
right. Wide receivers.
Wide receivers next. My fault.
Yes. So with wide receivers, we saw something unexpected, and that was Quentin Johnson of the Chargers actually catch 2 touchdowns, Tim.
Yes.
This is a guy I had pretty much written off. I had put the bus label on him because he was playing second team pretty much the entire offseason. Every time I look at practice, second team. He's barely getting into play with preseason with the first team. So I thought, hey, this is a bus.
You gave him a ticket for the bus and his little suitcase and sent him on out there like 1920s. Is that what you did?
I did.
Straw hat. You put it on him. All that shit, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, man, he ended up showing up, and I'm going to assume Shaheed is at the top of the list here, but he's probably going to be taken for everyone.
Yeah. I don't know what league you're playing in if he's free.
Yeah. So some people work their way up up higher on the list because of how much they're doing, and not so much the roster percentage. But then vice versa happens also. Sometimes they're not rostered very much, like Quentin Johnston, and he's a little bit high. He's up higher than DeMarcus Robinson and Khalil Shakur, because he's not taken by so many people.
Right.
So,
Right. Yep.
yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I we'll see if Quentin Johnson can keep this up.
Mhm.
But he's definitely got the opportunity. He's got nothing but opportunity
Yeah,
to keep it up. So
he has all the opportunity. That matters more so than the place and everything else, Dale. We've talked about
absolutely.
that. Yeah, we've talked about that with rookies coming out of college, looking great, fabulous, all the
Mhm.
things you might want to say, but then they land at the wrong spot, and all of a sudden their value is nothing.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Opportunity is king, man. And so
Yeah.
if you can grab him, I would definitely snatch him up and hold on to him. Let's look at some tight ends.
Oh,
And let's
I
see.
got. I picked out this one guy for you to talk about
Okay.
because he's your boy. He catches balls from your boy.
Oh, yeah. Gasecki
Yeah,
for the Bengals. He made his presence felt with T. Higgins sideline and Jamar Chase struggling to break free from the double coverage. He hauled in 7 of 9 for 91 yards. That's pretty sweet.
for a tight end, that's top.
Yes, absolutely. And this is a guy I knew had the ability. He chose the wrong team to go to last year, and he suffered
Yeah,
because of that. But
yeah,
this year he chose the right team. I think he chose a good situation. Joe Burrow loves his tight ends, and I probably said that a time or two on the podcast. But its opportunities may fluctuate when the Bengals are fully healthy because but Gasecki does have a favorable schedule in the coming weeks, making him worth the look in deep leagues out there in fantasy. And again, tight end is wasteland. You got a guy with some potential like Gasecki. Hold on to him,
dude. What have you been thinking about Bowers, man? Brock
uh,
Bowers, rookie tight end.
this is
I, he's not on the
Raiders,
list.
right?
What? Raiders.
He's on the Raiders, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's making some waves over here, man. Getting used between the hash marks.
Oh,
In
okay.
the open field. That's what so the fantasy world's been talking a whole lot, just putting information out there, but like they've been talking a whole lot about Brock Bowers lately because he's getting used and he's getting all of his points just in yardage. And he
Oh
hasn't scored a
yeah,
touchdown yet.
yeah,
That's a
exactly.
that's a big positive.
I'm looking at his yards, his game logs right now. Uh, 8 targets first game, 9 targets the second game. 6 receptions, 58 yards. 9 receptions, 98 yards. This is wonderful to see. If I would have drafted him, I'd be heads over heels for this. I would love if Kyle Pitts did something like this. That'd be nice.
Kyle Pitts. Dang.
That'd be nice.
That's the last. That guy, by the way. That guy.
Yeah, that would be nice, Tim.
Yeah.
So let's go to the other side of the ball. Let's look at some defensive pickups, and let's start up with some team defense, Tim. The Las Vegas Raiders or the Cleveland Browns. You pretty much simply put it this way: the Raiders are going up against the Panthers this week, and the Browns going up against the Giants. So
Yeah.
any teams going up against those two teams, you want to play them.
That's
Those
it.
teams suck. They're very bad teams. Yes.
Oh,
I'm with
and the Raiders, hey, they just set Bryce, by the way. In the not the Raiders, but the Browns. I mean, I'm sorry, the Panthers set Bryce Young.
Oh,
So
set Bryce Young. Yes.
the Raiders are going up against whoever is the backup quarterback.
Yes. Yes. So you're dealing with Andy Dalton, but that may be an improvement. You never know. But I'll take my chances with the Panthers sucking. Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely a let's save Bryce Young move. That was definitely a move
Yeah.
for saving Bryce Young's confidence. and all the other pieces.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so. We were at the tailgate again, and they had people with different jerseys out there. Like at the tailgate I'm at, there was an Eagles
Yeah.
jersey. I mean, I'm sorry, an Eagles fan, and he had a San
All
Francisco
right.
49er fan there. And I'm a Saints fan, of course. There are some Cowboy fans. All right. But
Mm-hmm.
the Cowboy fans will mess with just about everybody that walks along the sidewalk, especially females, because that's what guys do. Um,
Guys in
this
Dallas,
one
that's what they
lady,
do.
yeah, this one lady was walking past, and she was with some Saints fans, and they were damping them up like, yeah, who that and all that kind of stuff. And so the lady turns around and she shows her shirt, and it's a Panthers t-shirt.
Oh.
So everybody's like, "Oh, we feel so sorry for you." I'm
I'm
like, "Damn, you
sorry.
should like walk around with like a solo cup and just ask for donations because people feel sorry for you as a
Get your
Panthers fan."
get your Cash App up there.
Yeah,
Put your Cash App.
yeah,
Put the Cash App on the back of your jersey instead of the
yeah.
team name. Instead of like the player's name. Hey,
Yeah.
that's true.
I'm
Wow.
telling you, man, people have a heart, a little bit, but people are bad, but people got a heart because they
She
saw this lady and felt sorry for her immediately.
she got that from Goodwill. She got that jersey from Goodwill. She's like, I'm going to a game. I'm going to wear this. And she probably didn't even
Hey,
know who that was, man.
I hope so. I hope she's not a for real fan. All right, so let's look at some IDP moves that we can make. Defensive end / defensive tackle Keon White. He had another strong performance with he got about 83% of the snap share. And we could probably look at the rest of his season value and consider him to be like a defensive lineman 3, defensive lineman 2. But he does have defensive tackle eligibility, which makes him valuable in leagues that require DTs to start on the roster there. Let me pull up some of his game by game stuff here.
Yeah, I think he had 2 pressures, 5 tackles, and 1.5 sacks.
Okay,
Week.
yeah. So
I think
he's with the Patriots.
Yeah.
3 tackles the first game, 2 tackles the second game. He had 1 assisted first game, 5 assisted second game, but 2.5 sacks that first game and 1.5 sacks the second game. That's been huge.
Mm-hmm.
He's been showing up a lot on the stat sheet for that. And you get those guys with those sacks, it could change your week altogether. I had Hutchinson, and he did his thing this last game.
He killed it, man.
Anybody who played against him with 4.5 sacks. So yeah.
I've been jealous since you drafted him.
I know you try to get him from me. Via tweet. I don't know why. You probably just wait till I drop him or something.
See, sometimes I play the reverse on you though. I just like ask about some random ass dude on your team. Okay. So you keep him for like 3 years straight just because I asked for him 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that works too. That
works too. I know it does.
Still got Pitts. That Pitts.
You still got Pitts. So next we got David Long, man. That's one of your guys, isn't it? You were talking about him a couple of weeks ago.
I mentioned him last week on the pickup segment. Him and Toa, and I saw quickly this week during waivers they were both scooped up.
Oh man, in our league.
Yeah.
Oh really? I wonder if they. You think they were listening? You think somebody was listening to our league?
No, they just play well again. So they picked them up.
Well, I got one of my favorite guys is Ernest Jones there, but I thought David Long would be somebody great to talk about with you. Despite having a full-time role for a good portion of the last few seasons, injuries and poor tackle efficiency have largely restricted Long to be a linebacker 3, linebacker 4. He's been matchup dependent. However, in this new scheme, he seems to be benefiting him as a lead in the team. He leads the team in tackles in back-to-back weeks to open the season with 19 tackles in 2 games. That's crazy, dude. That's a mountain. That's that every down linebacker we talked about.
Right. And this is what I remember from him. He was a tackling machine. Now, I think that kind of works against him, like in real football, right? I think his tackles are mostly, chasing somebody down or something, because he doesn't keep the job, but when he gets the job, he makes a lot of tackles, and I think that's why.
Well, that's the same. That's the same theory as like a good DB in real football. They don't even throw Revis Island. They don't throw that direction. We want a DB that like gets points. He gets tackles. He gets sacks. And so real football fantasy, they don't always match up. Man. They don't.
Yep.
So,
exactly.
Speaking of DBs,
with DBs, man, let's look at Nick Cross. This is somebody I kind of wanted to get, but I wasn't sure if Blackman was going to actually come back or not. I got Blackman, but I didn't back him up with somebody. I just picked up somebody else, right, from another team. But Cross has been playing pretty well in backup role, filling in for Blackman. He's been in the box safety, racked up like 15 tackles, 10 solo. And the Colts defense was on the field a lot. And he's benefited from a lot of tackle opportunities. 65 plays in which tackle was possible in week 2. So there is a need to temper the expectations, but if Blackman is out again, Cross is a guy that you want to look for in your IDP lineups, man.
Yeah, dude. Anytime your offense sucks, your defense is on the field more often. And defense on the field more often, that's the kind of IDP guys we want to pick up.
It's more opportunity, man.
Yeah, buddy.
So, okay, so that is the beer flight. Now,
it felt like a really long flight. Was that like a lunch served on the flight kind of flight?
No. There was turbulence, so they couldn't come down the aisle. Like, I hate that crap, Can't serve because
I love it. Yeah, that's funny.
I'm sitting there thirsty. I wanted that damn Coke. After that Coke, y'all was gonna give me
all the free stuff, man. I'm gonna soak up everything free after I pay for something, dude. I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care. No.
Exactly. You know what I paid for this crap, man. Shoot. All right, man. It's that time. Everybody's favorite segment.
It's time for Timmy's Tips.
Perhaps play a little game called Just a Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels.
All right, Tim. It's week 3.
Oh, man.
Today, man.
Look, man, we're just we're going IDP. We're just talking about the IDP this week.
IDP. Let's go.
Because you know what, Dale, what I've noticed is that the same with fantasy football goes along with real football, right? You got to have a top 10 defense if you want to win the championship, baby.
It matters, man. It matters. Just ask Joey.
Joey in the BS and Beer League.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, we didn't do the BS and Beer and the stand.
We got it.
All right, cool.
All
right. So, this is the stats that I broke down are broke down by position for defensive end, defensive line, interior linemen, and so forth. So these are so far the last 2 weeks what these teams are giving up in points per game to defensive ends. So if you want to, add, like right now we got Pittsburgh as the number 1. They're giving up 41 points per game to defensive ends. And so, like, this is if you got a guy that's playing, this is kind of like the strength of schedule stats that I talk about. If you got a guy that's playing against Pittsburgh, they're giving up 41 points. So that's the kind of if you have a defensive end on your team, that's the kind of guys you want to put in that are playing Pittsburgh right now. Same thing with Titans, with Levi, your Levis going there, and Cardinals and so forth. But a lot of us, like our league, we have what's kind of considered a defensive flex, defensive end / inside lineman is what ours is called. But then on this breakdown, it's the defensive tackles. So yeah, you have to add those up and kind of figure out what position to play next. So this is just a quick rundown. If you got a defensive end and they're playing against the Saints, he's not going to score very many points because the Saints aren't giving up very many points to defensive ends right now.
Right.
So you want to play guys that are on the left side of this chart.
Okay. So
left side,
they
good.
give up a lot of sacks. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some guys. Okay, so you got rookies like the Bears. Oh, I forgot about this fact. This is what I was thinking about when I was in the barbecue place. All right, so I was thinking about something. Yeah, and then the waitress came, and then I forgot it. All right. They said no rookie quarterback has passed for a touchdown yet this season.
Oh yeah. They were saying that Michael Penix is the best rookie quarterback right now because he hadn't played.
Yeah, of course, because this is why he's the best, because he didn't play. Yeah. Every that new, he still got that new car smell. You know, it's still going a lot like that. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly, dude.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels, he ran for like 2 touchdowns the first week, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm fine with that for fantasy purposes.
He's not a rookie. Oh wait, no, he is. Wrong guy. You said Jaden Daniels. I'm thinking about Colts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Who? Richardson. You talking
Richardson? About Trent? Yeah, not Trent. That's an old dude, Trent Richardson.
Anthony Richardson.
Dude, Trent Richardson. Where'd that come from?
Yeah,
I said that.
Well, the running back.
The running back from like 8 years ago.
Little bust from Alabama.
So
yes.
So we're just kind of putting these numbers out here on the defensive ends right now, and just reading off the top 5 real quick. If you got a guy that's a defensive end and he's playing against the Steelers, the Titans, the Cardinals, the Cowboys, or the 49ers, right now, that's the kind of guys you want to play. Okay. And so we'll move to the defensive tackles as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So same thing here. If you got a guy that's playing against any team on the left side, good to go. On the right side, not so good. Defensive tackles, they're scoring the least amount of points against the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Bears, because like I guess everybody gets to go sack Caleb Williams. They try, everybody gets one, and the Rams. But if you have a defensive tackle playing against the Patriots, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Steelers, or the Falcons, you want to put those guys in 5 to put in against, because that's the one that up the most points per game to the defensive tackle position.
Right. So, makes sense.
Yeah. All right, cool, man. It's just kind of a quick data dump on everybody. Sounds terrible to say that. So
Tim taking a dump on everybody.
Data dump. It's a data dump, Dale. It's just ones and zeros. They're imaginary. It's a spreadsheet deal. I don't know how to I don't know how to make a spreadsheet look fun every week. All right, like it's a thing. All right, how do you make a spreadsheet look fun, seem fun, act fun every week, man? I don't know. It's fun for me. I look at it. It's fun. I'm like, all right, cool. That's awesome. Good data. Yeah, there we are. Then I end up in segments like this, and I'm going, this is kind of dull, Tim. What are you doing? Nobody likes this. So
linebacker, man.
Yeah, linebackers. linebackers are, in my opinion, the running back of defense. All right.
Mhm.
And so I personally don't really care too much about any defensive linemen. I like linebackers and DBs on IDP. Defensive linemen, I think that's just like a role you got to fill. They're like tight ends. All right. If you got a really good one, if you got Aiden Hutchinson like Dale does, that jackwagon, then you're gonna score a lot of good points, kind of like a good tight end does. But if you got nobody, it's probably gonna score the same amount of points as the next somebody, 4 points or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
But
Right. Exactly.
linebackers is where your money's at, right here. All right. You tried and true, they're going to score the most consistent points across the board. And if they're playing the Browns, the Chiefs, the Saints, the Packers, or the Ravens, that's our top 5 here. They're scoring.
I'm
So
really surprised.
linebackers are scoring between 58.
Yeah,
I know,
I would
right? Well,
see the Chiefs up
probably
there
because they
'cause
go.
I think it's because of running backs. Like if the team has a good running game, they're gonna run a lot, and that gives linebackers more opportunity to get tackles. But the Chiefs, I mean, I guess it did have a good running game with Pacheco
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, so okay, all right, that's what it
Well,
is.
It's also midfield passes, slot
Ah,
receivers, tight end
okay,
passes, dump offs to your running back.
true.
Like this is where the linebacker feeds right here. They're
Yeah,
linebackers aren't really going to tackle so many wide receivers that are, of course, running deep or anything. So those teams, those 5 give up the most points to the linebacker position. The teams that give up the least amount of points to the linebacker position is the Seahawks, the Falcons, the Giants, the Panthers, the Jaguars, right? And so what do you think puts the Panthers and the Giants as like a bad place to put to go against, like, to give linebackers points? Because
they're not
terrible
on the
offense.
field. Yeah, the defense isn't on the field very much. 3 and outs.
Yeah. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's solid. Yeah. So maybe they're not using, maybe because their offensive line is really terrible, they don't have to use linebackers to help push the line or something.
Mhm. Yeah.
Or I'm guessing. I don't know.
Makes
All
sense.
right, man. What do we got next? Cornerbacks.
Yep.
So we have in our league, we have DBs and we have safeties and cornerbacks just under DBs. And I think
Yes.
most leagues do. So but if you have a cornerback, you want to put him in versus the Titans, the Seahawks, the Dolphins, the Browns, or the Giants. Top
Yes.
5 teams to put a cornerback in against. The worst 5 teams to put a cornerback in against it so far is the Colts, the Falcons, the Bills, the Steelers, and the Bears. So yeah. Trying, Dale, yet again, trying to make a spreadsheet look sexy. Okay. We're working hard on this. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel you, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
Hard work.
There,
So-
unfortunately, those lines don't have very many curves in them. All right.
That's it. So with safety, you got the Browns at the bottom there. You don't want to play a safety against the Browns, the Jets, the Titans, the Steelers, or the Bills.
Yeah.
Now, I'm surprised to see the Steelers so far down because, again, this 3 yards in a cloud of dust offense that they want to run. To me, that should give a lot of safeties in the box opportunity to make tackles. So I would have thought I would see them further up the list.
Yeah.
But tops on the list, the Lions, the Broncos, Texans, Eagles, and Bears.
Ooh, the Bears.
I'm surprised to see the Eagles up there
Yeah.
because the Eagles, the passing game has been suspect for the Eagles in NFL circles at least. And so I'm surprised you see a lot of safeties getting work against the Eagles there.
Yeah, dude. It's just breaking down numbers. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't always make a lot of sense in this zone, but it's interesting to watch and just to look at. So yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That was
Well,
Timmy's
that's
tips.
Timmy's
Look,
tips.
what's the score there? Dale, how do you get negative 12 points against me on this score
This
sheet right here?
scoreboard is so broken. That's what it is. Like,
I mean, you must have a quarterback getting sacked a lot. Fumbles. Yeah. Good thing I made that spreadsheet. The home team, Dale, minus 12.
It's terrible, Tim. Absolutely terrible. All right. Well, this is before we get into our actual picks, let's talk about the BS and Beer Pick'em League. And you guys can join to pick against us. This is probably going to be the last week that you want to join because we dropped the lowest 2 weeks. So you missed 2 weeks. We dropped those first 2 weeks and you have to be on it the rest of the way. But go over to Yahoo Pro Pick'em. Going to put in group ID 33703 and the password is NFL. And you can join to pick against us and play these games against us, man. So come through and let's have a good time. So with that being said, man, let's do our picks for this week.
And now let's look at this week's matchup.
All right, let's get into some picks. Once again, you can go ahead and join that group there with the numbers on the screen in Yahoo Pro Pick'em. So let's start off. We got Baltimore at Dallas. Dallas is a 1-point favorite. The total for this game is 48.5. Let's talk about some of the guys on Baltimore's side, Tim. Zay Flowers, he did show up. And this past week he got a touchdown, I believe. I know I had him in my lineup, and he did his thing. What do you see for him as the rest of his season potential? I mean, I know he's playing with Baltimore. It's kind of a low passing offense. Not a bunch of passes, but he is indeed the number one target. I noticed a lot of different routes designed for him in the game. They'll maybe give him a handoff every now and then too. But what do you see for the rest of the season on him? Zay Flowers.
Well, I can tell you for the next few weeks is going to be kind of ugly because even with the shellacking that New Orleans put on Dallas just last week. Dallas is still ranked the number 13th toughest defense to go against for wide receivers. Maybe because they're weak to the run. Wide receivers don't have to score a lot of points. But I guess they got Buffalo at number 4, number 4th hardest to score points against, and Cincinnati at number 6 hardest to score points against for a wide receiver position. So that's like that's kind of a hard schedule for the next 3 weeks, right? But it looks to me like after that we got we got Washington, and then some things open up for him. So what we're really going to see, the good thing is in this zone we get to see where he's at, where Zay Flowers is at, and where the Baltimore passing scheme is at. Because if these defenses in fantasy are this hard, then they're going to be hard in real life football too. So for the passing game. So.
Kind of looking at the tight end, we were concerned about Mark Andrews in week 1.
Yeah.
But he bounces back week 2. He got 5 targets, 4 receptions, 51 yards. Not, something outstanding, but more along the lines of what you're expecting from a tight end that you drafted pretty high in the draft. And and just gets him kind of back on track to be a good tight end in the league. And then I didn't see anything happen with the first week person at tight end, Isaiah Likely, as being the guy. So the second week, he finished with 3 targets, 2 receptions, 26 yards. So things kind of went back the right way with the passing game and at the Ravens. So it's kind of something I was expecting to see.
Yeah, I got you. That's that's to be expected whenever you're the backup tight end. I mean, getting the number 2 tight end work is rare to have any kind of usefulness there. So
yeah,
but I do expect at some point likely to hand off the torch to get the torch from Mark Andrews in the next year or so.
Absolutely, yes.
So Flowers had 11 targets for 7 receptions, and let's see here. Let me look up Likely here. But Likely had he only had 3 targets from his 12. The week 1 he had 12 targets, 3 targets, and 2 receptions. So he's being efficient for what he's given, but he's just not got enough workload to matter this last week, and he might not have for the next 3 weeks, unfortunately.
Just looking at the game log for Lamar Jackson, who's ranked quarterback 2 this week, according to Fantasy Pros. First week he had 25 fantasy points. Second week 17. The rushing for this one went down dramatically. 5 rushes, 45 yards. The passing kind of remained the same, 247 yards. He did pass for a touchdown and interception, but was sacked.
Oh, your audio went.
All right. And Lamar Jackson got 17 points this week versus the Vegas Raiders. 25 points week 1 versus the Chiefs. We did see the dipping of the rushing attempts from 16 the first week to 5 and 45 yards on the ground. But Lamar Jackson did pass for a touchdown. He got an interception. He took 2 sacks. Still, I like to see more passing attempts and yards. I mean, he got 34 passing attempts at 41 the first game. I just like to see more passing versus the running and keep him healthy and get the receivers the ball, especially Zay Flowers.
So what's a good healthy zone for a rushing quarterback to be in for you? You mentioned that right there. What's a healthy zone then that you like to see from a rushing quarterback?
Probably like 5 carries, maybe per game.
Yeah.
And if I can get a rushing touchdown, great. But yeah, I wouldn't want to see my quarterback carrying the ball more than like 5 times in the game. I just think it's a lot to handle, getting a play call in your ear after you ran a bunch of yards and this fat dude is still up getting on top of you and getting up off the top of you. So
dang, Dale, talk dirty. Why don't you, Dale? Talk dirty to us. Shit, man.
You go a lot, man.
But yeah, I've always heard that 50 yards is the sweet spot for a rushing quarterback. So whatever gets him like 50-ish yards. And so this last week he was 5 attempts, 45 yards, 9. I think that was 9 yards attempt. That's a pretty good zone. So yeah.
Yep. All right, let's talk about the Dallas side. They're coming off of a terrible game versus the Saints where they only scored 19 points. Where the good teams, they score like 40 something points. This is what we average.
I want to record
right now.
I want to record your faces. I want to record your faces this week and like 3 weeks from now, see if they're the same. All right. Like I just want to see what they look like again. And yeah, are they gonna be the same? I don't know. But I
Oh
like it
man.
so far. I like it.
Let's look at a
So
guy like Dak's numbers, man. 15 fantasy points. Um, he had 12 fantasy points week one. It's been disappointing.
mhm.
I'm expecting more from the Dallas offense as a whole. Um, do things get better for Dallas at all at the quarterback position?
They're-
I'm looking at fantasy pros here. They're saying Baltimore, the Giants, and the Steelers are bad matchups for them.
Look, man, you asked the question legitimately. Do things ever get better for the Cowboys? And that's a no. That's a no. That's just a resounding no for Dallas as a whole. Did you see that Robert Kraft was pissed off about Jerry Jones getting in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, he wants to get in the Hall of Fame himself,
Yeah.
and they're trying to figure out how can he get in. But look, you ain't gonna get in because of the crap you did in Miami. Like you're gonna get in after you dead.
Oh,
Like that's the reality of it.
dang. Oh,
That's the reality of it. You gonna get in after you dead.
Because you like Asian hookers. You like Asian hookers, so you're not gonna into the Hall of Fame. Wow. Wow.
That's what it is, bro.
He said,
That's
well,
what it is.
Crafts is upset, and he was like quoted as saying, they haven't even gone, like, they haven't won very much in the playoffs for 20 years now. So, how does he get in?
Because he pretty much owns the NFL. That's how.
Yeah.
y'all let him be the most influential owner, and that's what happens. So there you go.
Here we are. So Dallas is they're always going to be Dallas, man. They're going to do good in the regular season, and they're going to fail in the off season. And I mean, they didn't do good last week, of course, against you guys. But yeah, dude, I don't think they're going to do much at all. They do have a good, going against the Giants and Detroit. Also, that's usually a high scoring game. Anybody against Detroit. But this week they're on the high list of games this week, right? Is this the first highest game or the second for the week? Over unders.
This is hold on, let me get to that. This is the third highest game this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're expecting a lot of points here. So
And they've ranked CeeDee Lamb as the wide receiver 1 this week. Just looking at some of his past stats, he got you 11 points week 1, 17 points week 2. There was pretty much a big long game that he caught a touchdown for with the Saints. So 90 yards receiving, 61 yards first week. 10 targets the first week, 7 targets the second week. He caught a touchdown that second week from again that long game. Do you expect this is the kind of production we're expecting to see from CeeDee Lamb? Do you think the rest of the season?
Oh man, dude, I don't know about
touchdowns are fluky, but they are what they are. But with the kind of targets he's getting, 7 and 10 targets each.
Well, the weird side of things is this week is looking great for CeeDee Lamb, and next week though, they got the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they don't have to score a lot of points against the Giants.
Right.
And they're actually kind of low on the list for wide receivers, points against the wide receiver position. And Pittsburgh is 8th on the list for 8th worst to go against on points for the wide receiver. But week 6 and on, we're looking a lot better here, going against Detroit and some other guys that are looking a lot better. So yeah. Oh, that's actually, they got a bye week 7. So the Cowboys always lose to bye week. So yeah,
that's funny. Look, their running back situation is really nothing to talk about at all. But
dude,
if you have to play a running back for the Cowboys, I'd probably go with Rico Dowell. He's been getting more of the work, and it's just like naked eye watching football, right?
Did you say
I
Nuggets?
I barely see Ezekiel Elliott on the field.
Yeah.
And so they're shifting towards a young guy. Now, he's not really doing much with the work he's getting, but he's getting work. He got 8 attempts first game, 7 attempts second game. He got 4 receptions the second game, only 1 the first game. So Barico Dowell, that's probably the guy I would start if you have to start a Cowboys running back.
And I want to apologize if you're in that situation. I want to say that. So, you made me pull out my stupid strength of schedule. I was really trying not to talk about it so much. Strength. You kept asking questions and poking the bear.
Yes, this will be
So,
the for.
I'm into the strength of schedule right here, knee deep. So we're looking good at Dallas running backs. Are looking pretty good until week 5, but week 6, then the bye week, they always lose there. And then they don't look good again until week 10. So if you do pick up Rico, isn't that Uncle Rico like Napoleon Dynamite's uncle? I just thought of that.
That's him.
Isn't that Rico? That's the same. That's him. Yeah. If you're gonna play Rico, play him until week 5. After week 5, sit him, play him again week 10, and you're pretty good after that. So for most of the season.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, let's pick this game, man. Baltimore at Dallas. Dallas is a 1-point favorite. And again, the total is 48.5. Tim, who you got here?
And look, man, after that embarrassment last week, all right, I can't pick the Cowboys at all. Right. I gotta go Ravens +1, man. It's a close game. The Cowboys they just got scared. They took a poo-poo in their big boy pants, and I'm not gonna be able to pick the Dallas Cowboys after that. I'm sorry.
Okay. They're playing at home again. I can't see them losing 2 games straight at home.
Did you see the last 2 games that they played at home? How many points the other team scored against them? How many points how many points did the Saints at home play?
44.
44 points. You know who played them at home before the Saints? The
Who's
Green
that?
Bay Packers, and we put 48 on them.
Okay.
All
so
right.
teams are averaging 40 points at Dallas.
Dude. I'm just saying.
That's great.
Look, it's kind of like Will Levis, right? Sometimes you think that's your girl. It's not your girl. It's not your girl. Go find another girl.
All right. I would have to pick Dallas. I'm just going with the possibilities. They got to bounce back. That's really it. That's all I got. I don't have anything that's technical about it. It's just I'm picking the odds here. Like they do. Okay.
They do. Dale got it. All right, I love it. Yeah.
That's the only logic I got. All right. So if they lose, don't blame me.
Don't blame Dale. Oh wow.
All right. Detroit is at Arizona. Arizona is a 3-point favorite. The total for this game, 51.5. Detroit coming off of a loss there. And I thought Detroit would be 2-0 this week, Tim, and that did not happen.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So let's start with the Detroit side. Quarterback Jared Goff, been a fantasy disappointment so far this season. Putting up 12 points first week, 11 points the second week. Is Jared Goff due for a good game here, Tim? Come on.
I'm not gonna steal anything from one of your segments. The whole he's due thing. I'm not that guy. If there's some shareability in that thing, then I'll share it. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, I'm not trying to be.
You got him ranked number 12 this week.
Yeah,
versus the Cardinals. So
dude.
that's where they got him ranked.
Dude, who'd they lose to last week? I was trying to look that up real quick.
They lost to the Bucks, Tampa Bay Bucks.
Oh yeah, the Bucks are on fire.
So he did throw for 300 yards. He had 2 interceptions though, no touchdowns. So it's a pretty bad day for him.
Yeah, I was looking this up right now. Look, man, Arizona's on a spree right now. They're -3. Is that right? Is that what?
Yeah, Arizona's favorite out there. Yes. Uh-huh.
All right, Arizona's -3. Wow. You said the home team is +3 no matter what you do.
Yes.
+3
Well,
points.
-3. Yeah.
Yeah, they're -3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, dude, I gotta go with Arizona, dude. Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison, they're working together, man. You know, they're like that at the end of the Lego movie when they start building shit together. They're master brick builders and shit, you know? Like we're going, bud. And so here we are, man. Here we are. I don't think Detroit's gonna end up I think it's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a predictable shootout as Las Vegas says, but I don't think Detroit's gonna keep up. I don't think they're gonna bounce back. They're also though, I want to mention this too. The best teams typically don't have anything figured out early season.
Okay.
All right. Like the teams that end up going deep in the playoffs, they start getting it figured out like 1/3 through the season, 1/2, somewhere in that range. They start figuring things out. And then they get the offense and defense running and all the pieces together. So you know, Arizona's got it hot right now. I don't think that's gonna keep going.
All right. So I'm thinking that the Lions are going to passing game is going to be due for a bounce back. So I'm going for a good game from Jared Goff. Okay. Now this is the reason why. All right?
Okay.
He's due. Don't get me wrong. He's due.
All right. Spit it.
I'm give you actual reasons.
Okay.
All right. So I'm looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown, who had a terrible week 1, but bounced back week 2 with 19 targets. He caught 11 of them for 119 yards. Now, not only did he show up, but the other receiver who I was concerned about with the ankle injury, right? Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
He showed up again. All right. Now he showed up first week. He got 21 points. But second week, he got 12 points. So the second week, he got an actual 11 targets, 5 receptions, 79 yards. He actually got a rush in his game too for 15 yards. So we're seeing Jared Goff supporting 2 different wide receivers. It is not reflecting in his numbers yet. That's got to change.
It's got to change.
It's got to change.
Oh man. Dang. He's yeah, get your hands up in the field goal position. Yeah. I see what I see where you're at. But Kyler Murray though, man, he's he's a little short guy. He's representing the short guy mafia around here, because us short dudes, kind of like white guys, we're not really much in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
So we gotta cheer on the little short guy sometimes, right? And you see him. I don't know if you ever seen him run. He kind of runs on his tiptoes so he can see over the offensive lineman. Watching,
man, that's what you gotta do, man. Like I definitely saw Breeze like tiptoeing and looking up like that. Like it was crazy. His mechanics, bro. But you gotta do what you gotta do back there.
The exact same thing, man. And so yeah. All right, dude. All right. So you picking against me all week so far. Wow.
Let's talk about the Arizona side of things. I guess let's go look at Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray is ranked the QB4 this week versus Detroit. So last week he put up 28 points. He put up he had 3 touchdowns. I'm sorry. 3 touchdowns. He rushed for 59 yards also with the 5 carries. So he's been averaging 5 carries a game. So that's probably where I like him, right? 5 carries. But yeah, whopping 28
Yeah.
points from the quarterback. I like to see that. With Arizona, also the running game for Arizona is something to keep an eye on. With James Conner, he's been a pretty consistent back for you, putting up 17 points, 19 points the second week. He gained 122 yards the second week. Each week he had a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really catching the ball very much, but he's putting in the yardage on the ground and being productive there. So that's something that you might want to just keep an eye on. I know James Conner is injury prone, so Benson could be seeing some of this kind of work, if this ever happens. What do you think about the Arizona Cardinals as a whole, man, this week?
Man, I think they're going to win this game, dude.
Okay.
I think you're right about Connor, though. Connor's been a good workhorse, but he's not been catching the ball a lot lately. Doing checkdowns and stuff like that. I think that's been kind of bleeding over to Trey McBride, those kind of checkdowns.
We have seen some production from McBride for sure.
Yeah. So where are you looking at? All right. Look. Oh, whoa! Look at that. McBride. Oh, he faced Detroit number 1.
Yes.
Wow, dude.
Yes. So McBride got you 15 points last game.
I just spit that out. I just said that.
Yeah. Six targets, 6 receptions, 67 yards. This is good stuff from the tight end. I know you got him on one of your teams. Is why you knew offhand, which is great. It's great.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know what he was ranked. I have not set my lineups this week, man. I've been terrible at fantasy football. I have not set my lineups. I've been working on slides.
I got you. I feel you. I feel you.
I know you feel me.
Yep.
You do this every day. So
Marvin Harrison Jr. He showed up in a big way, catching 2 touchdowns for 130 yards. So I think he's got a pretty good schedule coming up too. According to Fantasy Pros, Detroit, Washington, San Francisco, all good matchups for him. So we will see how that pans out for Arizona in the weeks to come, but that's what's forecasted. So, all right, you said you got Arizona in this game, minus the 3, Tim?
Yeah, I'm going to take the -3.
All right.
Arizona. Are you taking Detroit bouncing back?
I think I am going to take Detroit plus the 3 and bounce back to get this win. I can't see Detroit being 1-2. They're too good of a team. So I have to go the opposite way there, Tim.
All right. We'll see.
There we go. All right. And now for the big matchup of the week. The Philadelphia Eagles come to New Orleans to face the Saints. Saints are a 2.5-point favorite. The total for this game is 49.5. Let's start on the Eagles side of things. A very disappointing loss to the dreaded Falcons. How could they freaking lose to the Falcons? Let the Falcons go down the field and score.
Yeah, the last minute and a half, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Terrible.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins is not known to be this kind of quarterback, by the way.
Oh, he didn't win on Monday nights, and he won on Monday night.
Yeah, he is known not to be a clutch quarterback. Like, he needs the lead going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah. So very, very disappointing in the Eagles. But Jalen Hurts, he has been productive for fantasy purposes. Getting you 18 points week 1, 25 week 2.
Did you see the Manning cast?
I didn't watch the Manning cast.
Well, I didn't watch it myself. I saw clips of it. But it had, of course, Peyton, Eli, and guess who the third quarterback was on there watching the Atlanta Falcons game?
Brady?
Matt Ryan.
Oh, okay.
Right? So, like, it was irony because, like, Matt Ryan's watching how to make a comeback happen.
Mhm.
All
Okay.
right. Like he's
Okay.
watching this like unfold right here. And Peyton and Eli are like, oh my gosh. And Matt Ryan was clearly like, okay. he, he
Yeah.
was he was totally in his zone or jealous, one of the two. So yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, one thing I'm gonna say about Hurts is
Mm.
he's rushing the ball too much, 13 times every game. He's running the ball.
Mhm.
He's taking too many sacks. He's taken 3 sacks so far this season. And he's turned the ball over with 3 interceptions. So that's what's really been killing his team here. The the Eagles fan I talked to on the show, a beer run show this week, who was also concerned about the amount of sacks that they're taking on a week to week basis too. So let's talk about the running game at in Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley has definitely been as advertised, exactly what they wanted in a running back, and exactly what you want as a running back on your team, getting you 32 points first week and 15 the second week. In the passing game, he's starting to get the ball a little bit. He dropped a touchdown though this past game, which really hurt the chances of winning, beating the Super Falcons. But he did catch 4 passes for 21 yards. He didn't get any touchdowns this previous week, but got 3 in week 1. And Philadelphia is still going to be without AJ Brown, who is dealing with a hamstring injury. I think he's going to sit out this week as well. Maybe he'll be back for Tampa Bay. We'll see about that. But without him, we saw the other wide receiver step up, Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good last week. He caught 7 balls for 76 yards, got a touchdown. And so you got to be aware of him. This is going to be their number 1 target. I haven't noticed much of a connection this year with the tight end though.
Goddard.
Like, yeah, Goddard.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with that, Tim? Like, please help me because I need some points for Goddard here.
Dude, man, last week he got he got 5 targets, and this week he got 4.
Right.
3 receptions, 38 yards. He's getting some. Let's see here, 16 long yards on the long one. So I think that's 12.7 a catch. Wait, that's
Okay.
not right. That's not the right stat there. But he's getting okay zones there, but he's not getting it doesn't look like he's getting any red zone work
Yeah.
now since Barkley's
Yeah.
back.
Mhm.
It might be the Barkley effect, right?
Yeah. They're rushing the ball a lot more between
Yeah.
him and Hurts. So
Yeah, and I want to mention real quick, just looking at the strength of schedule, because you made me pull the damn strength of schedule out. This week, as far as running backs go, Philadelphia has the worst matchup going against New Orleans. You guys are only giving up 9.3 fantasy points a game to all running backs. So that's like the worst. But outside of that, like Barkley's free reign, he's got the easiest schedule all season. So let me switch over to the tight end here and check out what we got on that. The tight end position isn't looking so hot for him until
I don't think you want to play New Orleans with a tight end, right?
no. New Orleans is only giving up 4.1 fantasy points to tight ends.
Yes.
And so like the Eagles tight end position doesn't look really good till after the bye week in week 5. And even at that, I'd still sit him between weeks 9 and 11 and play him again 12 and on. So yeah, dude, I don't think that Eagles tight end position is going to give you what you're looking for, man. Let's look at the wide receivers though, on just on strength of schedule. Because I'm a nerd like that and look at all the numbers. The wide receivers are looking way better. So yeah, man, that's the news. So the wide receiver position, they got the eighth easiest schedule for the rest of the season. So that's looking a lot better. But yeah, that breaks it down for you real quick.
Yeah. Uh, yep. So let's talk about the New Orleans side of things here, man. Um, First off, let me give you my outrage here, okay?
Oh man.
All right. So look at quarterbacks here.
Yeah.
Derek Carr is ranked number 14 behind people like Brock Purdy, behind Dak
Wow.
Prescott.
Wow.
What in the hell is going on? All right. Has Derek Carr not shown you he is like MVP caliber candidate here? Like all he does is throw the ball deep to Shaheed. What's not to love about that?
Dang. All right, dude. Amen. Preach on, Brother Dale. Speak some more.
Carr had 3 touchdowns the first game. He passed for 2 touchdowns the second game. I think it was a fluky little interception or whatever he got. But look, Derek Carr has been handling business. You want to play quarterbacks against the Eagles, you better play Derek Carr if you got him on your team. All right. Derek Carr is a must start, straight up. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's why he's in our waiver wire pickups this week.
Yeah.
That's why he was our and going to strength schedule, because that's the way that Dale's got me doing things right now. I've been drinking a little bit too much right now. And so we're, stuck on one thing. But honestly, right now you guys got the 31, it's easy, the second easiest matchup. So Philadelphia has been giving up 41.8 points to the quarterback position. So we're going to look at Carr this week picking up 35-ish points. That's what I'm going to gauge, right?
Yeah,
and that's a monster game.
Right. Yeah, that's about right.
That's a monster game. It really is.
He's going to put up 40, guaranteed. That's what we do.
40. Okay? All right. You guarantee that?
We averaging 45 points a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Book it. Take the over.
Take it.
All right. Now, I'm also upset about where Rashid Shaheed is ranked. Number 26. Behind guys like Amari Cooper. All right. Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs. All right. What are we talking about here, people? This man put up at least 15 points a game. Okay. Caught a touchdown in the past 2 games. Why do you not think he's going to catch a touchdown versus the Eagles? Because he caught 2 already? Yep. So he's not due? He trying to see? You see what I'm saying? They try to use my logic there of being due, and then puts him down. That's what it is, Tim.
They're doing it. They're doing it, but another due, different due. Yeah. So I got to correct myself real quick, because I gave out those were wide receiver points I just quoted. That's how many points the wide receivers are getting. It's the second easiest team against the Eagles are giving up the second most points to wide receivers. As far as quarterbacks go, they're giving up 17.5 points per game. So I was wrong on that there, but they are 21st easiest team, 21st hardest, the third easiest team to go against. So, we're doing good, man. We're doing good.
Yep. Now, the last one to talk about, man, is Chris Olave. All right, now, I'll admit he's been a little bit of a disappointment, but it's probably because the rest of the offense is working so well, the rushing game, right? So you've seen the first week he only got 2 points, but the second week bounced back and just about 11.
Yeah,
he got 6 targets, 4 catches, 81 yards.
Yeah,
I'm encouraged by seeing 6 targets, but I would have liked to see 7 targets. That's usually the number that we like to see as a minimum for you, like your number 1 receiver, right? Like 7 targets a game.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
And with him being a number 1 receiver and not getting these 7 targets every game, I'm concerned that, Carr has them eyes for Shaheed.
You got them googly eyes.
That's his boo. Yeah, that's his boo right now.
This is boo.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're unleashing the car. and letting Carr throw deep to Shaheed. Carr likes to throw deep. I don't know if you remember him at the Raiders. All right, that's why Devontae Adams was feeding because of those deep pass balls, and that So now though, Carr's got to switch between two targets. Do you see Olave though getting doubled or something? Like, are they taking Olave out of the game because of the defense, or do you think it's because Carr's like just not looking his way?
No, I just think he's looking the other way, man. Like that's really it. I saw him get a couple of dig routes and different things like that, something on the sidelines. But yeah, like when we talk about getting in the red zone, the ball's going to AK right now. AK's got 4 total touchdowns on the season so far. They're giving him all the red zone looks, and then opposite that, like Carr's been throwing it to the tight end in the red zone. So you see Foster Monroe got a touchdown. You've seen Jawan Johnson get a touchdown. And that's really, really all we've seen so far. It's usually just been the run game in the red zone, though. So,
man. All right.
Yep.
Oof.
All right. Well, let's pick this game, man. We've got Philadelphia coming to New Orleans. New Orleans a 2.5-point favorite. Give me the Saints minus a 2.5. Who that?
Get him. You get him, Dale. The Dale dog. I like it. All right. Look, man, this is gonna be the one family for the night because we're gonna go Saints.
All right, let's
Saints
go.
minus
Saints
2.5, baby.
Minus a 2.5. Drink up.
I didn't hear the horn.
Sir.
Where's the horn at?
I hit the horn. You didn't hit the
I
horn?
didn't
You
hear
didn't hit the horn? That is.
There you are. I got the Estrella Yalisico tonight. Right?
Oh, okay. All right.
These things are too smooth for good business.
Yeah, they block out horns too. If you're hearing horns, you just drink one of these.
You'll never know to get out of the street if you got these.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
all right, man. Let's wrap this thing up, man. Week 3 fantasy football. Good luck to everybody out there, except for if you're playing me, and if your name is Tim. So,
no, are we playing each other? I gotta check that out.
No,
find out when I play Dale.
I don't know who I'm playing this week. I think I play Mariah this week.
We got a murder. Her name's Murder.
Mada. Yeah. That's it. That's who I'm playing this week. And you have a bunch of old dudes. So who's that? I don't know whose team this is.
It's cool.
So, yep. All right, man. So we're wrapping this thing up. And remember this, Tim.
I hate you guys so very, very much.
That's right. And we out too.
Remember to follow us on social media at BS Beer Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.